need to know at this hour. Right at midnight, President
2K
Trump
trading.
announced a 10% tariff on all Chinese goods. And this morning, China is hitting back. Bloomberg's John Tucker joins us live with the latest. John, good morning.
Good morning, Karen. China retaliating with targeted action. So there's a 15% tariff on some U.S. energy imports and a 10% fee on American oil and agricultural equipment. If Calvin Klein owner PVH and U.S. gene sequencing company Illumina, they've been placed on a blacklist. The consequences for these two companies kind of unclear at this point, but they may face restrictions on sales and investment in China. China said it will also investigate Google for alleged antitrust violations, even though Alphabet search services, they have not been available in the country since 2010. China also imposed new export control on tungsten and other critical metals. The moves, however, are seen as being restrained at this point. The Chinese tariffs, they're set to kick in February 10th, potentially leaving room for negotiation. And President Trump has also signaled a desire to speak with the Chinese leader, Xi Jinping, before these tariffs take effect. Now, the market reaction, initially, the Hang Seng China Enterprises Index of Chinese stocks listed in Hong Kong, it fell, but now it has rebounded. In fact, it is up 3.5%. As far as the currency reaction, the offshore spot yuan right now is actually up 0.3%. In New York, I'm John Tucker, Bloomberg Radio.
All right, John, thank
Trump
you.
wildin', Trump wildin'.
25% tariffs on Canada and Mexico. Those were set to kick in last night. The president says he's won a number of new concessions on border security from Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau, as we hear from Bloomberg's Derek DeClote in Toronto.
Canada had previously proposed a so-called joint strike force with the U.S. that would monitor the Canada-U.S. border. It looks like that
This is the best time to be in the market. This is the best time to be in the market. You got to listen to what Trump is doing. It's going to create a lot of volatility. Watch out for the good companies. Buy them low.
Canada also agreed to send 10,000 troops to its U.S. border to stem fentanyl flows.
Well, Nathan, Mexico says it's sending 10,000 troops to its border as well. President Trump is calling that a major concession.
President Sheinbaum is a woman. I like her very much. We've had good relationships, but we have to stop fentanyl from coming in, whether I like somebody or not, and we have to stop the illegal aliens from coming in.
President Trump says the U.S. will spend the next 30 days negotiating with Canada and Mexico on a final economic deal.
Well, later today, Karen, the president will welcome the first foreign leader to the White House since he returned to office. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu will meet with Trump to determine the course of Israel's war against Hamas and potentially Netanyahu's ability to remain in power.
Well, we turn to the markets now, Nathan, and futures are once again lower, this time on the China-U.S. trade war. Stocks pared losses yesterday after the U.S. agreed to delay tariffs on Canada and Mexico. The S&P 500 closed down 0.75% after being down nearly 2% earlier in the session.
Well, bucking the downward trend this morning is Palantir. Those shares are soaring by 18.5%. The software company gave a full-year revenue forecast that exceeded analyst estimates. Palantir says there is, quote, untamed organic growth in demand for its artificial intelligence software.
Palantir is overrated. Don't buy that stock.
Today, Bloomberg's Tom Busby has more on the latest Magnificent Seven company to report.
Google's parent company expected to deliver another quarter of solid growth for ad sales and profits, but investors will be closely watching its cloud computing unit and any update on its Gemini 2.0 AI initiative, especially after China's DeepSeek rattled the tech industry last week. And although Google remains under a lot of regulatory and antitrust
DeepSeek
pressure,
is a fluke. It's a fluke.
For revenue of $96.62 billion, earnings per share of $2.13. Tom Busby, Bloomberg Radio.
Tom, thanks. And Citigroup is bucking the trend at the office. The Financial Times is reporting CEO Jane Fraser will continue to allow most employees to work remotely at least 2 days a week. Several Wall Street banks and the Trump
top
administration
stocks right now. NVIDIA's earnings is later this month. Google and AMD. Google AMD tonight. Aftermarket. Watch out for that. Watch out for that. I'm in NVIDIA.
And Democrats are upset about the abrupt shutdown of the U.S. Agency for International Development. Republicans say they welcome the move. The independent federal agency is approved and funded by Congress, but over the weekend, it was essentially shuttered by the Department of Government Efficiency, or
DOGE.
Bloomberg. By billionaire Trump ally Elon Musk. President of Refugees International and former lead official at USAID for COVID-19, Jeremy Konyndyk, says that he does not believe the move is about money.
An unelected private citizen.
All right, y'all.
Cover from the president.
All right, check it out. They talking about some other stuff. All right, so I'm gonna put my 2 cents in right now. Everybody got to be trying to get into the market right now. Why I say this is that if you listen to what Trump is trying to do, Trump is going to create a lot of volatility in the market in his administration, right? So in the next 4 years, expect a lot of volatility, which is a good thing. So watch out for what he says and then concentrate on the companies that might be affected. If it's a good company and you believe in the company and you see that it's oversold, check your charts out, whatever it might be, and then get into position, all right? Get into position and get those companies. So Trump is going to do whatever he's going to do, and it's going to create a lot of volatility. So just remember that. And other than that, we watch it for NVIDIA's earnings at the end of the month. I'm in NVIDIA, all right? I'm looking to make 10% profit on NVIDIA or more than 10%. I'm in a stock called NVDU. I'm going to give you guys that stock right there. That's about it. NVDU is a double leverage ETF, but be very careful with that one, all right? And then that's it. That's it for right now. That's the stock I'm gonna give you guys for this month right here. All right. So hold on.
One of the industry's loudest voices against efforts to fight climate change. He says more fossil fuel production can look.
All right. NVIDIA is the top stock for this year. Another thing too. AMD's earnings is later on today too, after market. So if AMD knocks it out the park and they start go. Hold on.
10-year Treasury down 5/30 seconds, yield 4.57%. The yield on the 2-year at 4.25%. The Bloomberg Dollar Spot Index is down 0.3%, and Bitcoin is down 3% at $98,800.
Bitcoin is trash. Watch out for that Bitcoin. Don't mess with that Bitcoin. All right. So AMD's earnings is later on this afternoon also. So Palantir knocked it out the park, which is going to most likely push up the semiconductors. So if you're looking for a trade, watch out for the semiconductors, right? That's SOXL, AMD, NVIDIA, MU, Micron, and some other stocks, SMCI also. All right, so we got AMD later on this evening, right, after market hours. If they knock it out the park, most likely NVIDIA is going to go up, which is going to be a good thing for me. All right, so I should be getting that bag pretty soon. All right, Google's reporting after market also. Which if Google knocks it out the park, that means tech is going to rally for the rest of the week, right? Which is going to be a good thing. All right. Then, what's the other thing I was thinking about? AMD, NVIDIA. Okay. Back to the tariff stuff. So there's going to be a lot of volatility with this tariff stuff. So keep your eyes and your ears locked in about all these tariffs. He's talking about China now. So now China's talking about they're going to retaliate. All right. Canada and Mexico, they got 30 days with Canada and Mexico. I think they're going to find an agreement with Canada and Mexico. But China might be a little bit more sticky. Okay. We got this DeepSeek stuff that's going on. But DeepSeek it doesn't matter about DeepSeek because NVIDIA, NVDA,